Hello everybody, welcome to Citizens Bank Park. We are in Game 10 of the Washington Nationals Season Replay 2019 on Strat-O-Matic. Made it to double digits. Of course, out of 162, 10 is only just a twinkling of that, but at least it's a first landmark, so to speak. And again, it is the Washington Nationals playing the Philadelphia Phillies, second of a three-game set. Washington won the first game of the series, and that was 9-6 behind 3 home runs from Juan Soto. Hoping for some better pitching in this one, as we have Aaron Nola of the Phillies taking on Strasburg of the Nationals. Let's look at the lineups for both teams. First, leading off for Washington will be right fielder Adam Eaton. Hitting second will be second baseman Brian Dozier. Hitting in the third position is Anthony Rendon at third base. Batting cleanup is the aforementioned Juan Soto in left field. Ryan Zimmerman's at first base hitting fifth. Yan Gomes is the catcher hitting sixth. Wilmer Defoe is the shortstop batting seventh. Steven Strasburg, the pitcher, batting eighth. And Victor Robles, center fielder, will hit in the ninth position. As it seems, at least early on in the season, that Dave Martinez is doing the inner Joe Madden, having the pitcher bat eighth. That may change later. I don't know. I didn't go through all the lineups to figure everything out. For the Phillies, it'll be Andrew McCutchen in left. Segura at shortstop will bat second. Bryce Harper in right will hit third. Rhys Hoskins at first will clean up. JT Realmuto is the catcher. He'll hit fifth. Odubel Herrera, center fielder, will hit sixth. Cesar Hernandez, second baseman, will hit seventh. Maikel Franco at third will bat eighth. And Aaron Nola, the pitcher, will bat ninth. So, we are just about ready to go. Let me get everything lined up on camera as best I can get it. Let's see how we do with this. May need to move some things over. I think we will, to get everything to fit. So that's always a minor challenge in the beginning, because it seems like it's always changing where I have this camera, or phone. So I think that's going to do it right there. I think that'll be sufficient. And as you can see, Aaron Nola is 1-1 with a 4.50 ERA. He's got 12 innings pitched, 13 hits, 6 runs, 5 walks, and 14 strikeouts in his 2 starts. This is start number 3. So he's going to try to improve on that 1-1 record, and also try to even the series, because they don't want to keep falling behind to the Nationals, I don't believe. All right, camera seems to be a little bit tilted because the scorebook is not lining up exactly the way I want it, but we'll figure it out. I think that does it there. That gives me all 9 innings, or just about all 9. You can still see the dice tray, so I think we're good to go. All right, Aaron Nola. But do I have enough room for the cards? I do not, so I'll slide this over just a touch. Slide this over just a touch. I think that gives me the room I need. Okay, after some finagling, we are ready to go. Adam Eaton will be ready to go as Nola finishes up those warm-up tosses. I'm going to do I've got the overhead light plus the lamp on. I'm hoping that's not too much lighted. Looking through the phone, it looks pretty decent. So I'm going to go with it. I won't turn the overhead light on. I will leave it on. A little bit extra light probably doesn't hurt. Got the defensive grids here ready to go for me, as well as the super advanced fielding chart. I did make a mistake in the previous game. I did rob a home run from Andrew McCutchen when it was hit to left field. And essentially in Citizens Bank Park, the only outfield wall that's low enough to rob a home run is straightaway center. So the only way that we're going to do a robbing a home run is if the center fielder is involved. I'm not going to say the left fielder or the right fielder moseys over to center. I'm making that the strict domain of the center fielder. So I'll just kind of keep it that way. Let's look at the updated standings before we get going. I should have done that first, I guess, with the ballpark effects. Standings, Washington has a 1.5 game lead on the division at 6-3. Mets are 5-5. Phillies are 4-5. Miami 4-7. Atlanta 3-8. Good day at the ballpark because it's 69 degrees and cloudy. So in April, to me, that's good weather. So 5 for singles and 19 for home runs, just like it was in the previous game. Let's see, anything else I can think of? I think I forgot to mention in the previous game that there were 2 transactions. Adrian Sanchez and Andrew Stevenson were sent down. Joe Ross and Michael Taylor were activated. I think I forgot to mention that before the start of the first game of the series, so I did want to make sure I did that. And now that I moved everything like a dummy, now I got to redo it. So let's make sure everything is straight. Shouldn't have messed with it, I guess, but okay. I think we're okay now. Probably don't need the little Citizens Bank Park photo. That's kind of cheesy, but I don't know, I just like to have it there, I guess. But I essentially don't need it, but it's there, so we'll go with it. All right, so Adam Eaton facing Aaron Nola. Start game 10 of the season. It's a 4-6, and that's a leadoff walk. We had a lot of those in the first game, and darn if we don't have one to start the ball game here. Adam Eaton will try to get a jump. He needs a 6 to get the jump. It's a 4. He does not get the jump. He will be held, but he will not get the jump. And here's Brian Dozier. 110 for Dozier, and it's a ground ball pitcher A. Doesn't matter. It's 1-4-3 double play. Just what Aaron Nola ordered. And the Nationals were unable to get that stolen base. And Dozier, not really a good hit and run man. He's a hit and run D as well as a bunt D. So you kind of were stuck having to do that. And one other thing I forgot to do was update the batting averages and home runs for both teams. Adam Eaton came into the game hitting .243, 2 homers, 11 runs driven in. Dozier came in .310, 2 homers and 5 runs driven in. Rendon is up to bat now, hitting .314, 1 homer and 5 runs driven in. 3-9, and that's a 3-10. He just missed a home run. 3-9's a ground ball to second. Cesar Hernandez. We'll put that away. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Washington 0 and Philadelphia coming to bat. And Steven Strasburg will look at his season totals to date. In his 2 starts, he is 2-0 with a 3.55 ERA, 12 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 7 walks, and 13 strikeouts. He would definitely like to cut down on those 7 walks. That's definitely too much for him. He should not be doing that, walking that many guys, I wouldn't think. All right. But that's just what he's done so far. He's looking to turn that around a little bit with a little bit more control. So Strasburg finishing up those tosses, and now we'll be facing Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen hitting .308, 4 homers and 8 runs driven in. Both home runs and RBIs lead the team. And his batting average is only second to Segura. So almost a triple crown for the Phillies. Here's McCutchen. 4-7 against Strasburg, and that's a ground ball to short. Defoe's got it. Over to Zimmerman, 1 away. Brings up Segura. He's hitting .316, a homer and 4 runs driven in. Segura 1-6. That's a 1-6 single. Anything else, he lines it right to Rendon. And Rendon there to snow cone it for out number 2. Brings up Bryce Harper. Harper checks in hitting .297, no homers and 5 driven in. That's a 3-6, and that's another split chance. 1-7's a single, 8 or more, and Dozier will get to it and throw him out. And that's a 9, so Dozier ranges over to get it, throws to Zimmerman, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Strasburg. We go to the second, no score from Citizens Bank Park here in Game 2 of a 3-game set. Final game of the series will pit Jeremy Hellickson of the Nationals against, first I said Eflin, but that's not correct. The pitcher for the Phillies, actually, in that game, if I remember correctly, is, and I will get it to you, I'm drawing a blank on his name, and now I have to go find him, because I have it written down. It is Nick Pivetta. So Nick Pivetta and Jeremy Hellickson will finish out the series, and then they have an off day before traveling back to D.C. to take on the Pirates, start a homestand. Here's Soto, the hero from last night. His average has jumped to .343. He hit his home runs 1, 2, and 3 last night, and got a whole bunch of RBIs as well. He's 3 homers and 8 RBIs. 8 RBI and hitting .343. So he's got the Triple Crown going for the Nationals right now. But again, it's very early, only 9 games in. 1-6, and this time he's going to strike out, so that won't help his cause. So Soto is gone. That brings up Ryan Zimmerman. He is struggling. 176 no homers and 1 driven in. That's a 6-11. 6-11 on Nola. And that's a ballpark single check, which is a 1-5. And that's a 1, so it's going to be a base hit for Ryan Zimmerman. That'll help his average. He will not be held. He suffers from the plantar fasciitis. So he's plagued by not being able to do anything. He had no attempts to steal at all during the regular season, so we're certainly not going to try anything here. Here's Gomes. Nothing on the 20. Nola to Gomes, 5-8. That's a fly to center, and Herrera puts it away. 2 down. Gomes checked in, 278, 2 homers and 6 driven in. That'll bring up Wilbur Defoe, the shortstop, 182, no homers or runs driven in. Playing for the injured Trey Turner. 6-8, switch hitter batting left. That's a 1-11 single. Anything else, and Rhys Hoskins will put it away himself. It's an 11. It's going to get through for a base hit. It's only 1 star, so Zimmerman has to stop at second base. So runners are at first and second for the pitcher, Steven Strasburg. Again, with the pitcher batting 8th, this is what you get. So Strasburg is up there. Nothing on the 20. Strasburg, not a horrible hitter, but we're coming off the pitcher card, 5-9. Ground ball shortstop X. Nobody's being held, so Segura will keep his 3, E24. And as a 3, he needs a 5 or better to get to this. And it just barely does, but it's good enough for a G3. And then to avoid the error, he needs to avoid 4, 6, 15, 17, and 18. That's 11, good enough. Innings over, so no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the second, no score from Citizens Bank Park. And leading things off will be Mr. Rhys Hoskins for the Phillies. It'll be Hoskins, Realmuto, and Herrera facing Strasburg. And Hoskins comes into this game. 233, 2 homers, and 7 driven in. 6-4 against Strasburg. Ground ball third base X, that's Rendon. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. We're just checking for an error. And the error possibility is a 13, which means he needs to avoid 11, 16, and 18. And he does not. That's an 11. An 11 for Rendon is a 1-base error. It's the only 1-base error in the E13 field for a third baseman. So a somewhat rare error by Rendon. And not sure what happened there, but he just muffed it. Now Rhys Hoskins will not be held. For JT Realmuto, hitting 250, 2 homers, and 4 driven in. Infield looking to turn 2. 1-9. They won't do it. 1-9 is a 1-5 triple. 6-20 is a double. That is a double for Realmuto. And Hoskins will hold at third with nobody out. No sense running out of an inning because that's assumed to go to center field, and Robles has a -4 arm, and you're not going to run on Robles. Maybe with 2 outs you would try it, but not with nobody out. So second and third, nobody out for Adubel Herrera. Infield is back. They'll give up a run to get the out. 194, no homers or runs driven in, but of course he's got a chance to drive and run here. That's a 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. But Strasburg has no balk rating, so we continue. 3-4, and that's a strikeout. Big strikeout for Strasburg. 1 away for Cesar Hernandez, and now with 1 out, they're going to bring the infield in. They're going to take a chance and bring the infield in and try to cut that run off. Nothing on the 20. 2-7, and that's a single 2-star, so it didn't matter either way. In or out, that was going to be a 2-run single for Cesar Hernandez. And the Phillies grab a 2-0 lead. One of those runs is earned, 1 is not. But they all count just the same. It is 2-0 Phillies. Hernandez will be held, but he won't try to go anywhere. And that'll bring up Maikel Franco. He's hitting .226, a homer, and 3 driven in. Nothing on the 20. Franco, a 3-7. And that's a single to center field. So how about that? With 1 out, they could try to get Hernandez, but he was being held, and again, -4 arm. So you're talking about a 1-9 opportunity. So they're going to hold him up at second base. And with 1 out, that brings up Aaron Nola, who is an excellent bunter. So he's looking to bunt. Even though there's already 1 out, he wants to bunt him into scoring position, and maybe McCutchen gets the hit. So the corners are in. He becomes a B bunter. That's a 10. That could be interesting. B bunter and a 10 is a pop out. So the B bunter and a 10 is a pop out. The white die is a 5. Means he popped it up to Zimmerman. So everybody's going to hold up. Nobody gets doubled off. But that is out number 2. Now it's up to McCutchen. He grounded to short his first time up. Nobody's being held on. Nothing on the 20. 2-6, and more damage done for McCutchen. 1-16 is a home run. That would be his 5th home run of the year. It would be a 3-run shot if he gets it. It's a 1-6. I'm sorry, 1-16. 17-20, it's only a double. It is gone. Home run, Andrew McCutchen. And all of these runs now are unearned because they should have already had 3 outs. But the error kept the inning going. So total runs in the inning is now 5-0 Phillies. 5 runs, 4 of them are unearned. So only 1 earned run in this inning. And that error by Rendon is just huge right now. Huge. Here's Segura, 5-10. That's ground ball shortstop X. That's Defoe. He's a 4, which means he needs a 7 or greater to get to this. And he does, barely. And then his error, he needs to avoid 3, 17, and 18. Which he does. So Defoe makes the play to end the inning. But 5 runs for the Phillies, only 1 earned. There were 4 hits. That 1 big error, and nobody left. So at the end of 2, it is Philadelphia 5, Nationals nothing. And this is kind of a reversal of yesterday's game, where the Nationals got off to a big lead. Now the Phillies turn it over to their ace for a big lead. To see if Nola can hold it. It'll be number 9 man Robles to lead things off. Robles on the season struggling. 129, a homer, and 3 driven in. Nationals got their work cut out for him. 2-8. It's a fly to right field. Harper's got it. 1 away. Brings up Adam Eaton. Eaton a 4-11, and that's a ballpark single check, which is only a 1-5. And that's going to be a line out right to Hernandez for out number 2. So Nola coming out with a shutdown inning right after the 5 runs. There's Dozier, 3-12. That's a Lomax. Line out to Maikel Franco. It is plus injury, but we're not doing injuries, so it's just a 3 up, 3 down. And that's going to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, still 5-zip. Favor of the Phillies. And if it seems like the Phillies were just batting a second ago, they actually were. That was such a quick inning. And Strasburg, no rest for the weary. No rest for the weary. Here comes Bryce Harper. 4-11, and that's a ballpark home run chance right here, 1-19. And the only way they can possibly rob it is if it involves a center fielder. And it also has to be either a 18, 19, or 20 as a possibility. That's 16. It's gone. So Bryce Harper, his first home run of the season, is now 6-0 favor of the Phillies. And Strasburg, just not his night. Here's Hoskins. 6-10. That's a ballpark single check, but that's only a 1-5. And that's going to be a line out to short for out number 1. Brings up Realmuto. Whoops, dropped out of my hand. Realmuto, 5-8. And that's going to be a strikeout. Out number 2. Sends us to Adubel Herrera. 2-7, and that's a ground ball to Dozier. Throws over to Zimmerman to end the inning, but the home run by Harper gives the Phillies now a 6-0 lead after 3. And we go to the fourth. And you wonder how long Strasburg can hang in there. Now, only 2 of the runs are earned. The other 4 are unearned. So I don't think that he should be penalized as far as his fatigue for that. So depending on how he continues, they probably want him to eat some innings here. Although after tomorrow's game, they do have an off day, but they don't want to wear their bullpen out today and have nobody left for tomorrow. All right, oh, wrong team. It should be Rendon batting. I know it seems like the Phillies are always batting, but not this time. Here's Rendon. 6-2, and that's a fly to right. Harper's got it. 1 down. Brings up Juan Soto. Seemingly no magic today for Soto. 1-5 is a strikeout. He struck out again. So, boy, the sun doesn't shine on the same dog's butt every day, apparently. Here's Zimmerman. 6-7, and that's a 2-out walk. So actually Zimmerman has reached twice. He, of course, will not be held. Here's Yan Gomes. Nothing on the 20. Gomes, 1-6. He's going to pop it up to Segura to end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 6-0 Philadelphia. They are definitely in control. As Nola is pitching extremely well. Strasburg came into this game 2-0. Looks like he's going to leave 2-1. His ERA may not take that much of a hit because a lot of these runs, again, are unearned. But either way, they still count on the tally. Here's Hernandez, 1-11. That's a ground ball to short. Defoe makes the play. 1 down for Michael Franco. That's a 2-5, and that's a fly to left. Soto's got it. 2 down. So maybe Strasburg is settling in a bit. Here's Nola. 3-9. He's going to strike out. So nice inning there for Strasburg as he tries to hang in and give his team at least 5 or 6 innings. That's what he would like. If he could pull it off. Now he is scheduled to bat second this inning. So I don't know if they'd pinch it for him yet or not. It'd be awful early to only have him go 4 innings. We'll have to wait and see how they want to play this. Because they used Joe Ross for 2 innings yesterday, and he's their long man. Do they have anybody else in the bullpen that can go more than 1 inning? Matt Grace is another long reliever. I guess they could bring in Matt Grace as a long reliever, possibly. So we'll see how they want to play it. Grace is loosening in the bullpen just in case. Here's Defoe. 3-3 for Defoe, and that's a ballpark single check. Again, 1-5. And it's a liner to second. Hernandez makes the play. They are going to let Strasburg keep going. 5-12. That's a ground ball first base X. That's Rhys Hoskins. He's a 4. And to get to this, he needs a 7 or greater, which he does. And to avoid the error, he has to avoid 7, 14, 17, and 18. And that is a 16, so he did avoid it somehow. He was able to get to that, and he flips over to Nola covering for 2 down. That's kind of my house rule. Anytime there's a ground ball first base X, I always play it as a 3-1, figuring he has to range over to get the play. I mean, it's nothing magical about that. There's nothing rule book about it, just my own little niche. All right, here's Robles. 3-8 for Robles, and he pops it up to second base. Hauled in there by Hernandez, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Nola. He has looked great through 5 innings. He looks like the Nola of a couple years ago. And he is getting it done. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 6-0. Favor of the Phils. Strasburg back out. Facing McCutchen, who hit that big home run last time. 3-10, and this time he grounds to short. Defoe on it. 1 down for Gene Segura. 2-11 for Segura, and that's a ballpark single check. So again, 1-2-5, and it's a 2, so it does get through for a single. How about that, Segura? An unlikely single. He will not be held. Check it, he will be held, but he won't go anywhere. Nothing on the 20. Here's Harper. 4-6. 4-6 is a strikeout. Harper is out on strikes. 2 down. That sends us to Rhys Hoskins. 1, chance for a wild pitch. He's got a wild pitch of 8. That's 10, no wild pitch. So here's Hoskins. 4-12, and that is a 1 single. I'm sorry, 1 to 8 single, 9 to 20. He lines it to Defoe. 1 star if it is a hit. It's a 10, so Defoe snags it to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. So Strasburg has gotten him through 5 at least, and he may look to try to get 6 innings in because he's not scheduled to bat for a while. So he may look to get 6 innings in and really help that bullpen. We go to the 6th. Nola. This will be his fatigue inning, his fatigue beginning. And he's going to face the top of the order, Adam Eaton, to lead it off. Eaton is 0 for 1, a walk, and he lined to second. That's a 5-5, and he struck him. I'm sorry, I was looking at Eaton's card. Yes, he struck him out. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet, so strikeout stands. 1 down for Dozier. 6-11, that's a ballpark single. Again, 1 to 5. And that's a 20, so he's going to line it to short. 2 down for Rendon. 4-8, and that's a 1 to 10 double. 11 to 20 will be a single. So that's a double for Rendon. 2-out double. He will not be held at second base. And here's Juan Soto, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. What a difference a night makes. 4-6, and he's going to walk. So now Nola 1 base runner away from his point of weakness, trying to get through 6 innings if possible. Here's Zimmerman. Nothing on the 20. Nobody's being held. 3-8 for Zimmerman. That's a pop up to short. Put away by Segura, and the inning's over. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 6-0. Now Nola is scheduled to bat 5th this inning. So if they get to his spot, they may pinch hit for him. But he's pitching a shutout, so we kind of like to keep him going through the 7th inning if possible. Save the Phillies bullpen because they used a lot of pitchers last night as well. All right, here's Realmuto, doubled and struck out. 6-8, and that's a 1 for a single. Anything else, he lines to Dozier. And 2, Dozier snow cones it again. 1 down. Here is Herrera. Odubel Herrera, he's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out to second. 1-5, and he's going to strike out again. So Strasburg finishing strong. And what is probably his last inning. Here is Cesar Hernandez. 3-6 for Hernandez. 1 to 10 is a double. 11 to 20 is a single. That is a double for Cesar Hernandez. 2-out double, much like Rendon's 2-out double. He will not be held at second. Here's Franco. Now, they could intentionally walk Franco and pitch to Nola. And I think that's what they're going to do. Why take a chance pitching to Franco when you can pitch to Nola? So Nola's going to bat because they want him to keep pitching. He's pitching a shutout. They're not going to take him out. 4-5 is a strikeout. So the strategy paid off. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 7th. It's still 6-0 Phillies. All the activity in that, mostly all in that 1 inning with those 5 runs. So now it'll be Gomes, Defoe, and a pinch hitter for Strasburg. We can close the book on Strasburg for sure. It'll be Gomes, Defoe, and let's see who they want to use as a pinch hitter. Might go ahead and go with Howie Kendrick, even though it's righty on righty. Kendrick's such a good hitter, it doesn't really matter. So it's going to be Gomes, Defoe, and Kendrick. So Kendrick will pinch hit here in the 7th against Nola. Now Nola, if he gives up, he can give up 1 more hit and then one more batter, 2 batters on, and he reaches his point of weakness. So here is Gomes facing Nola. Gomes 0 for 2. 4-5, struck him out. Nola still going strong. Here is Defoe. 4-7, switch hitter, strikeout. There's a dot, but he's not tired yet, so the strikeout is good. 2 down. The pinch hitter, Howie Kendrick, 1-4. That's a home run. Pinch hit home run for Howie Kendrick. How about that? At least they got him off the schneid. Howie Kendrick, a pinch hit home run. Straight up 1-4. No other check needed. Right there, 1-4. And oddly enough, I was going to pinch hit Matt Adams, and his 1-4 would have also been a home run. So That one, a particular roll, would have worked out either way. But it's now a 6-1 ball game, and here's Robles. That's a 4-6, and that's a strikeout to end the inning, and that's going to be it for Nola. He's going to go 7, giving up the 1 run on 1 hit and nobody left. So let's do the totals on Nola. He's going to go 7 innings, give up 1 run on the home run. How many hits? He gave up 4 hits. And let's see, walks. He walked 3. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so unofficially, till I put it in the computer, obviously. We've got Nola 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned on the home run. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. He stands to be the winner. He would improve to 2-1, and his ERA would certainly lower as well. All right, so we need a new pitcher on both sides, actually. Well, for the bottom of the 7th, we need a new pitcher for the Nationals because they pinch hit for Strasburg, and we'll do the totals on Strasburg as well while we're at it. Strasburg's going to go 6 innings. He's going to give up 6 runs, but only 2 were earned. And hits, he gave up 7. And walks, let's see, this was an intentional walk here. I think that was his only walk, was that intentional walk to Franco. Struck out 3, 4, 5. So again, unofficially, I've got Strasburg 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Most likely going to drop to 2-1, but his ERA is actually going to probably come down a little bit because of the earned runs weren't that many. Now let's look at their bullpen and see who they're going to be bringing in, as of course Nola's day is done. And they are set to use McCutchen. The top of the order is due up for the Phillies. So let's see how the Nationals want to play this. They still may bring in Matt Grace, the lefty, because he's got multiple innings. And that's kind of the way they're leaning. They're also, Justin Miller has multiple innings. So I think actually we're going to use Justin Miller. So Justin Miller, the righty, is going to come in. And Nola, like I said, his day is done. And they'll get a new pitcher for Nola in the top of the 8th. All right, so 7th inning stretch is over. Score is 6-1 Phils. New pitcher is Justin Miller. Facing top of the order, McCutchen. That's a 5-8, and that's a ground ball second base X. I know it's kind of hard to see on the computer card, but that is a ground ball second base X. So Dozier is a 3, which means he needs a 5 or greater to get to this. And he does. And he's got to avoid 16, 17, and 18. And he does. It's only a 4. So it's a good play for Dozier. 1 down. McCutchen is out of there. Brings up Segura. 1-9 for Segura. He flies to right. Eaton's got it. 2 down. So Justin Miller, 2 up, 2 down. Here's Bryce Harper. 3-9 for Harper. That's a solid double for Bryce Harper. 2-out double. So Harper's improved. He's homered and doubled in this game. He will not be held at second base. And that brings up Rhys Hoskins. He's 0 for 3. He did reach on an error. It's also lined to short twice. 5-6. And that is a split chance on the computerized card. Single 1 star on a 1 to an 11. 12 or higher, he's going to line out. So let's see what happens here. Even if he gets to hit, it will not be a run. That's a 1. It's only a 1 star, so puts runners at the corners with 2 down for JT Realmuto. Nobody's being held. 6-1 Phillies, bottom of the 7th. 6-6, and that is a fly ball center field B. So Robles gets to it, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 8th. It is 6-1 Phils, and we get a new pitcher coming in now for the Phillies. And it will be Pat Neshek, the side-winding right-hander, or submarining right-hander, I guess you want to call him. Submarining right-hander will be coming on for the Phils. Miller may come back for the Nationals. We'll have to wait and see. But right now it is Pat Neshek, and he's got a computerized card as well. But he is on. He did not pitch yesterday, so he is fresh and ready to go. He'll be facing Eaton. Dozier and Rendon. I know Eaton's a lefty, but they used both lefties yesterday, and they were already kind of semi-tired on the computer, so I want to give them the game off if at all possible. So I'm not going to use Alvarez and Morgan unless the Nationals really tighten it up and there's a lefty-lefty matchup that needs to take place. Right here, it is Neshek to Eaton. That's a 3-4 for Eaton, and that's a fly to left. Hauled in out there by McCutchen. So one away, and that brings up Brian Dozier. 6-5, that's a ground ball shortstop X. That is Segura. He's a 3. And to get to this, he needs a 5 or greater. And he just does get to it. It's a G3. It's all that's needed. And to avoid the error, he's got to avoid 4, 6, 15, 17, and 18. Oh, the white dot did not go through. Let me do that again. That is a 13. And he avoids it. 15, 17, and 18 were bad. 13's okay. So Segura makes the play. I don't know how one die didn't fall in like it should have. Here's Rendon. Neshek to Rendon. 4-11. That's a straight out single off of Neshek's card. So Rendon is 2 for 4 now. He will not be held, of course. And here's Juan Soto. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Unusual. He has not put bat on ball yet. 3-4, and he still won't do it. It's another walk. So he struck out twice and walked twice. Neshek now trying to meander through this inning without any issues. Here's Zimmerman. Neither runner being held. 6-6, and that's a ground ball back to Neshek. There's an @ sign there, but he's not tired, so that's going to end the inning. And that's going to go no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. So Neshek pitches his 1 inning of relief, gives up a hit and a walk, but nothing else. And they'll bring in somebody else to wrap up in the 9th. Right now, we're going to the bottom of the 8th. It is still 6-1 Phils, and 5 of those 6 runs came in the 2nd inning. And only 1 of those 5 was earned. All right, so Justin Miller will be back out, and he'll be facing, for the Phillies, he'll be facing Herrera, Hernandez, and Franco. And if anybody gets on, a pinch hitter for, I forgot to write in Miller here, not bad, okay. Pinch hitter for Neshek if anybody reaches. All right, so right now is Herrera. 6-11, and on Miller's card against a lefty. 6-11 is a fly ball right field X. That is Adam Eaton. And Adam Eaton has a range of 3, which means he needs a 7 or greater to get to this. And he does, so he gets to it no problem. To avoid the error, Eaton has to avoid... where did he go? He has to avoid 6, 15, and 18, and 16. That is a 16, so he did not avoid it. That is a 1-base error. Let me double check it. I had it written down. I want to double check it. He is an E7, and yep, 16 is a 1-base error. So Adam Eaton muffs that one. So E9. Second error of the game on the Nationals. They just don't seem focused today. Or tonight, rather. Herrera will not be held on. Here's Hernandez. Nothing on the 20. 6-7, and that's a strikeout. Now, it's hard to see on these cards here, but that's just a straight K. 7 is a straight K, so struck him out. 1 away, and here's Maikel Franco. So they will pinch hit for Neshek. Next batter. Franco, 1-5, and that's a ground ball second base C. That'll advance the runner. So Herrera will take second base. Now with 2 outs, they bring in a pinch hitter. And it's going to be Nick Will. You know what? With a big lead, they're going to let, since he didn't get to hit last time, they're going to let Aaron Altair get a chance. With a 6-1 lead, why not? He's got to bat sometime. So Aaron Altair steps in. He's got a chance at an RBI. Altair, 4-5, and he got more than that. Look at that, Justin Miller, 4-5 against a righty is a home run, and he does have normal power. So Aaron Altair Thought I was bringing him in just as a sluff, and he hits a 2-run pinch hit homer off of Justin Miller. Both runs are unearned because of the error on Eaton. But now it is 8-1. Miller is now tired, but they're going to try to see if he can get that third out to get out of this. They really don't want to use another pitcher if they don't have to. 112 is a ballpark home run chance for McCutchen. This could be bad. 1-19. It's gone. McCutchen, another home run. Back-to-back jacks, and now it's the Phillies hitting all these home runs. And they have definitely made this a laugher. It is now 9-1. 9-1, and Justin Miller is the sacrificial lamb. He's got to take one for the team. Try to get that third out. Segura, 5-12. That's ground ball first base X. That's Zimmerman. Zimmerman is a 3, which means he needs a 5 or more to get to it. And he does. And he's got to avoid 6, 9, 15, and 18. And he does, just barely. So Zimmerman will make the play and throw to Miller covering to end the inning. But all 3 runs are unearned off of Miller because of the error on Eaton. But it's 3 runs, none of them earned. And let's see, 2 hits. So Miller actually gave up 4 hits on his appearance. 2 hits this inning, struck out. Let's see, hits 1, 2, and left on base, nobody. So he didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 1. All right, so 3 runs there. It is now 9-1. And there have only been 2 earned runs for the Phillies. 7 of the 9 runs are unearned. So definitely a sloppy game for the Nationals. Dave Martinez will not be happy about that. It's one thing just to get beat, another thing to beat yourself. So it is now a 9-1 game. We go to the the top of the 9th. New pitcher for the Phillies, and they can pretty much bring in anybody they want to with a 9-1 lead. Let's see who they choose to bring in. Who did not pitch before? Adubre Ramos did not pitch in the previous game, so they're going to bring in Adubre Ramos. Neither did Hector Neris, but he's their closer, so they don't want to use him. So they're going to use Adubre Ramos. So Ramos is on. And he is set to face Gomes, Defoe, and a pinch hitter, which would be Matt Adams. So we Gomes, Defoe, and Matt Adams for the Nationals. Gomes, Defoe, and Matt Adams. Adams pinch hitting here in the 9th. All right, so first of all, it's Gomes. 5-3. Fly ball left field X. That's McCutchen. McCutchen is a 2. So as a 2 outfielder, he needs 4 or better to get to the ball. And he does. And as an E6, he has to avoid 3, 4, 14, 17, and 18. And he does. So good play there from McCutchen. He makes the tough catch, 1 away. Brings up Wilmer Defoe. 1-7 for Defoe. He flies to Herrera. Much easier play, 2 down. And that brings up Matt Adams, pinch hitter. And for Adams, 6-3 against a lefty for Ramos is a fly ball right field X. That's Bryce Harper. Harper checks in as a 2, E6. So as a 2, once again, he needs a 4 or greater, which he gets, and he's got to avoid. It's basically the same thing that McCutchen did, the 3, 4, 14, 17, and 18. And he does. So Harper makes the play, and in the 9th, a fly to left, a fly to center, and a fly to right. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the last 3 at-bats, fly to left, fly to center, fly to right, ends the inning. So a perfect inning for Ramos. And the Phillies lay waste to the Nationals by the score of 9-1. Nationals with 2 errors, Phillies with no errors. Nationals only garnered 5 hits, and they left on 7. Usually not a good sign when you leave more runners on than you have hits, and you have more errors than you have runs. That's usually not a good combination. For the Phillies, they only left on 5, and they garnered 11 hits. So much better ratio there, the 11 and the 5. Nola gets the win, and he improves to 2-1. Strasburg takes the loss. He drops to 2-1. And now with the loss, the Nationals drop to 6-4. Phillies improved to 5-5. They're only a game back now. Series is now tied at a game apiece. And the final game of the series will be tomorrow night. Oops, let's do this up here. Get that out of the way. It'll be Hellickson against Pivetta. It'll be an April 10th. Replay the April 10th game. It'll be the rubber game of the series and the final game of the road trip. And then there's an off day on the 11th. And on April 12th, they come home to take on the Pirates. So, unfortunately, it was a blowout, but those things can happen. Despite all that, hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic Baseball, Washington Nationals style. Game 10 is in the books. They are now 6-4, still clinging barely to first place in the NL East. So until next time, enjoy playing every game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.